Hey Tim, welcome in. How are you doing today? How's your week been?
My week's been alright.
Okay, yeah, tell me about it. I know you've had a lot of stuff with work the past couple weeks that we've been talking through, so
Yeah.
kind of update me. What's been alright about this week?
Yeah, some things have gone well at work, but one of my coworkers made a comment the other day that I just didn't really, just kind of messed with my head, I think.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we were talking about something, and then I made a comment, and then he just made me feel really stupid from the way that I said, and he just kind of reacted as if I said something that was completely out of pocket and off track, and it just made me feel really incompetent and stupid, and yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm really sorry that happened to you, and that it made you feel that way. Would you mind, this is something that may be a little bit more uncomfortable or something that you're not used to, but would you mind if we sat in that feeling for a little bit? Just kind of paused in it, take a moment and make space for it. Just kind of take in what you're feeling. If you want to, you can just kind of close your eyes and just recount that event that happened to you. Recount what you felt, that feeling of feeling stupid. Just kind of sit in it and notice it. Kind of say to yourself in your mind too, I am noticing that made me feel stupid, and that's an okay feeling for me to experience right now. I don't have to stay in it. But I felt that way. Now I want you to kind of notice your body right now. Where do you feel your anxiety and that feeling of feeling stupid, that shame feeling inside of you the most right now?
I feel it in between my eyebrows here and then a little bit in the sides of my face.
Yeah, tell me about what that feels like, that feeling.
A lot of tension.
A lot of tension in your body. You can open your eyes now to, how does it feel to acknowledge, go deeper into that feeling of that stupid that you experienced from that?
It's uncomfortable feeling a lot of those feelings again.
Yeah. There's something in experiencing and acknowledging our feelings and making space for them, the ones that we don't really like, that kind of brings an openness to them that we like to typically push away, and we like to typically avoid those feelings of uncomfortability in this.
Yeah.
So tell me about experiencing those feelings and what it's causing your body and your mind and your heart and your soul all right now to kind of go back into that place, remember that experience, and remember the negative effects that it had on you in the moment.
Yeah, I think just everything kind of feels tense. My heart feels, my chest feels a little squeezed, and I think you said open. I do think there's a bit of an openness now with it.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that openness.
It feels more, I'm more comfortable going back to it, and I don't feel like it has as much strength. Maybe the emotions don't have as much strength as they did the first time I really felt it.
Okay, so there's this kind of release of power that it has on you by going back and acknowledging that it's present.
Yeah.
We don't need to fight it.
Yeah.
But it's present. And we can kind of accept that it happened and that we felt that way without pushing it away and avoiding it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I kind of want to think of that triggering experience. I want to call it that because it brings up a lot of unpleasant emotions inside of you. And kind of think about the thoughts that you were having in there. You mentioned you felt stupid from it. What were some other thoughts? What's a thought that you had? during that?
I felt like I wasn't good enough. And like I was inferior.
Yeah. You felt like you were not good enough. It's a really impactful statement that is a very core statement that you took away from that experience that you had with your coworker. One thing with our thoughts too is they like to come in as truth, and we like to get diffused to our thoughts. It's a word that we use in ACT, which is a therapy technique that we're working through right now too. And so when we get stuck to our thoughts, they take root and take hold and grow from that and become more of a truth. They become a value. And so we want to pull away from our thoughts in a sense. So now taking that thought of I wasn't good enough or I am not good enough, I want you to kind of get distance from it for a second. I want you to put the phrase I am noticing right before it and then say it out loud to me.
I am noticing. Is it like I am noticing I feel? Or like I am noticing that I'm not good enough?
Yeah, I'm noticing that I'm not good enough.
Yeah, I'm noticing that I'm not good enough. I'm noticing that I feel stupid.
Yeah. And even that I feel statement pulls it away a little bit because it's less about who you are. You know, even that I'm noticing that I feel like I am not good enough brings it less away from I am not good enough, but it pulls you out to allow you to look at it from an outsider perspective in that way. Tell me a little bit about how that makes you feel, how that thought of noticing it in that way, how does that make you feel?
I feel a lot better in that I do recognize that that isn't me. I'm not stupid. I am good enough. I do have those things. And so putting some of that distance really helps with recognizing that there's a difference between, like, I think you said, between how I feel and what the truth is or something like that.
Yeah, and even the thoughts, sometimes we like to hold on to them and think that they're truth as well. So, like you were explaining, it kind of reduces power, you know, in a shortened way to say that. It reduces power for you to hold on to them.
Yeah.
Kind of opens you up to accept that the thought is there, but recognize that we don't need to hold on to that because that's not who you are. That's not what your values are, like we've talked about in past sessions. And so you can walk forward in that with that kind of mindset. Just like we've talked about too before, acceptance does not mean that we like the situation or we like the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that it doesn't control us. It doesn't take us over and overpower us in that moment. So, yeah, thank you so much for sharing that with me today and kind of processing through that with me. Do you feel like that was something that was helpful for your situation?
Yeah, I do. I feel like that's something that I could try to remember applying in the future when those emotions come up again or if a situation like that happens again.
Great. I hope that it is helpful and that you are able to use that in the future, like you said.
Thanks.
You're welcome.